the Not Too Late Show with your special guest, Coop Foster, house band, Gaby, Sandoval, written by Carolyn, Racine, and Gaby, Sandoval. Give it up for your host. It's me. No Frankie this week. Welcome to the Not Too Late Show. The late show I started to hang out with my friends. This week, many people celebrated the life of George H.W. Bush, who was president for 4 years, or in other words, the entire length of his funeral. No, I don't mean any disrespect to George H.W. Bush, but it's just there were so many articles this week about the funeral. I was clicking on them expecting to see new updates on his life or his death, but instead all we got are updates on the living dead.
It's so scary, like the poltergeist.
Cheney's the scariest. Man, I'm not wearing a blazer. Now, I read an article about the G20 summit, which was kind of at the beginning of the week, and it was a New York Times article that really needed to mention that at the G20 summit, all the leaders ate a dinner of sirloin steak and Malbec wine, which was surprising to me because I thought Trump would go there and just eat shit. Marriott committed to only using cage-free eggs at all of their hotel chains. In a statement they said that they firmly believe the only living thing that should be caged and trapped in a filthy environment is a person staying at a Marriott. As if I've ever stayed at one. It's probably really nice.
They have really nice elevators.
After shaming her peers for using unpaid interns, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez announced she's going to pay all of her interns $15 an hour. But Mitch McConnell will continue to pay all of his interns in the little bits of lettuce that drop from his frown.
Oh, yes.
All of our graphics are always so appalling.
Do Staples hate you yet? It's going on Fridays.
Kanye West apologized for using his cell phone throughout the Cher musical he attended with Kim Kardashian, and then he later apologized for nothing else.
No
ever done.
Fucks given.
No fucks.
He's happy.
This is super cute. A German town installed Elvis Presley traffic lights. You could show it.
Okay.
Look at that, Elvis Presley traffic lights. But they're not really working out as planned because no one wants to go down the path of Elvis Presley. That's sad.
He died on the toilet.
And then there was speculation that all future missions to Mars will only have female space crews, which further proves that a lot of men don't think the female orgasm is... I fucked up the joke.
No, do it.
God damn it. We're live. Jimmy Fallon doesn't go live. He does mess
They're
up
tapes.
jokes.
They're
They're
tapes.
pre-recorded.
They're like
Alright.
6 hours.
But this is fun. There's speculation that all future missions to Mars will only have female astronauts in order to prevent them from having sex on the 1.5-year mission, which proves that a lot of men don't think the female orgasm is a part of sex. And that's it!
Yeah. I thought your mess up was a part of the bit. I was like, she is good.
Yeah, I
I messed it up.
I always mess up on purpose because that really breathes light
I thought you
into...
were going to have like an orgasm or something.
I
Are faking?
I would never.
So you've never had one.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks for being my Frankie tonight, Gaby.
Big shoes. He doesn't wear shoes, but
You wear sandals. Shout out to Frankie.
hey, Frankie.
Yeah, but keeping with like being super political. Is this light okay?
Yeah, you're
So Trump this week. Where are my cards?
Where are your cards?
Trump this week announced that he plans to roll back protections against the sage grouse, which is a bird, because that bird is protected in places where he wants to drill for oil. So we're going to do a little segment called It's Not Too Late for Climate Change, Donald, which is where we try to explain to Donald Trump why protecting this bird is in his best interest.
I love it.
I got the 3 cue cards. Alright, so first of all, it's pretty obvious. The sage grouse only lives in Republican areas.
Yeah.
The sage grouse is can you show the map?
Yeah,
It's
look at
honestly the Republican part of Washington and Oregon.
And that's only where Republicans are?
That's a bird that's gonna vote for Trump. The sage grouse feeds itself by just walking around and picking things up off the ground. And I'm not convinced there's any other way that Donald Trump feeds himself.
I'm surprised he holds his own food.
Yeah. Have you seen him chowing down on that dog?
Oof.
Oh, when sage grouses mate, okay, the oldest males compete to be the center of attention, you know, maybe by inheriting their father's real estate company. No.
Oh, I was like,
I don't have a graphic for that. How many graphics of Donald Trump do I really want to show? My mom, who's watching.
She's watching?
No, she's not awake. Oh, okay, so more on mating. And I think this is really going to hit home for Trump. The female sage grouse visits the grounds where the males are. I don't know, maybe at a nightclub during the height of her modeling career where the male is there with some other woman. That's how Donald and Melania met.
Did they?
Yeah, he was there with someone else.
His other model. Friend.
No, he was there with another woman, and then she went to the bathroom.
And he swooped?
And he swooped for her, and she was like, I'll take it.
And she was probably in the bathroom like, I'm here with Donald. Like she was bragging too long in the bathroom.
Okay, another reason why Donald should really protect
these birds.
The environment, the birds. Young sage grouses feed themselves. Their mother doesn't feed the young, which is probably why the young look terrible.
They have to fend for themselves.
I'm just comparing a photo of the Trump bros to a juvenile bird. And I was like, yeah, that bird looks like shit. But the last reason, and really the inspiration of this entire bit of why Trump would want to save the sage grouse is, here, show it.
I know.
Has you seen the boobies though? Can you see it on the camera?
Yeah.
Is that light okay?
We could move it. No, let's do it just there.
There you go. You
there
got
are those
it.
boobs.
I mean, it's not appropriate. It's kind of crass, but that's Donald Trump, and that's why he should protect our environment.
Wow. I purposely didn't want to say anything about the boobs when you said that. I was like, yeah, it looks great.
You tried to look at the eyes. You tried to look that bird in the eyes.
I just looked at the ass. I think
the ass is nice too. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get ruined for oil.
I feel like this oil thing's gone on way too long. Every year it's like oil.
You know,
oil.
the United States is the largest producer of oil right now.
Yeah, I know that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I did a thing in high school about peanut oils. Chemical oils.
Question. But also in the news is the Oscars.
Ugh. The Golden Globes, the Oscars.
The Golden Globes, the Oscars,
the Grammys.
and the Grammys. Now, I was overloaded with nominations.
Nods. That's what they're called, right?
Nods, opinions, catching up on movies and songs I haven't seen. But Kevin Hart was going to host the Oscars. And then, what is the timeline on this? And then he deleted tweets that were homophobic. And then people criticized him and wanted him to apologize again. Anyway, end of the day, Kevin Hart's not hosting the Oscars. So
that is wild.
He probably would have been funny. But the Not Too Late show, we're gonna have
the show has to go on.
The show has to go on. So Gaby and I, we have our list.
Yeah.
Do you have a list?
Yes, I do. I have a list.
So Gaby and I are gonna choose a host of the Oscars. And this is kind of like bracket style.
Yeah.
So we each have 4 people, and we're gonna like kind of
hash it out.
Okay. Who's your number 1 pick?
Billy Crystal. Billy Crystal's just a classic. I don't know why we should change it. Like every year, I tune in every year he hosts.
What's your favorite thing about Billy Crystal hosting the Oscars?
His segments. I love how he gets into character. He like nothing's off the table. He's always wearing costumes.
Oh.
His improv. He's really.
I mean, I only think of Billy Crystal in a tux.
No, are you
what?
serious?
I feel like
He showed up as Legolas one year.
What?
With the rings. He made fun of Mystic River one year.
Okay. Strong contender, Billy Crystal. You know who I think should host the Oscars? Is Ryan Seacrest.
I just hate how good that is. Like
it makes too much sense. Like you'd think that he is hosting he's probably practicing. I bet
he's literally outside.
I bet he sits around at home in his huge. I bet he has an Oscars room that he just goes into and pretends. Yeah. But he's a professional host.
I think he's just so good.
He's not likable.
Everyone just is like, that's Ryan.
That's Ryan. Let him do whatever he does.
The voice. Dancing with Stars. He does everything.
All right. Who's your number 2 pick?
I picked Tom Holland. I know this is...
Okay, Tom Holland.
He plays Spider-Man.
I had to Google it. He was the young baby boy that was the 18-year-old Spider-Man last year.
He was in Avengers. I just think he's just so charming, and he's English, and
he's English.
Has a Broadway vibe to him. He could really dance in between. I think he'd keep our energy up.
He's so cute and looks so young. When I watched Spider-Man, I Googled while I was watching it what year he was born to make sure that he was 18 or older. Because I was like, I don't want to be in this theater staring at this child. But it turns out he's a man, so it doesn't matter.
He's amazing. Did you see his lip syncing, Belle?
No.
He did Rihanna, Umbrella, Ella. It was so good.
I'm watching it.
And then you'll be convinced.
I'm going to try to smooth this show along.
Let's go. Who's next?
For me, Angela Merkel. She's going to need something to do soon. I feel like...
I feel like sassy women. I just want to see...
She's smart, and...
To the point where she doesn't care.
She doesn't care, and I think the Oscars kind of needs that. And that rough criticism of American celebrity culture from Angela Merkel. Harji.
Well, it's funny you said 3. I picked Cardi B.
Cardi B.
Because someone, let's talk to the people of our era. I would love to, and also I would like to see the Oscars cut short one year. Really get off camera.
What, you think Cardi B would...
Well, just swear, not censor stuff, and they'd really have to
every
end the show.
Bit would be cut short.
Yeah.
That's honestly
really
a good
move
tactic.
It along.
That's a good tactic. My number 3 is Jabuki Youngwhite. Jabuki Youngwhite is a very young comedian. He's very funny. He's already on The Daily Show, and I feel like his career is moving so fast.
Help him, expedite it more.
I don't know. Maybe he should host in 2020 because I feel like he's gonna win an Oscar.
Ugh, no, he's gonna win while he's hosting.
He's gonna
James Franco wanted to that year.
Oh yeah, James Franco not on our lists.
Oof.
Who's your number 4?
I picked the Sprouse Brothers.
Again, the Sprouse Brothers.
She did
also
young men.
Men, I need to Google. They're from
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. They started off in Big Daddy with Adam Sandler.
Were they a set of twins that played one child
yes.
for a while?
And then they were allowed to be themselves on Disney.
Why would they be a good Oscar host, though? Aren't they just, like...
Moody. I would want to see some moody teens.
Are they
Someone
teens
who
right
doesn't
now?
care. No, I think they're in their 20s.
Okay.
They're kind of like Post Malone, but like the tattoos. And that would be good.
Are they really?
vibe.
They used to be, like, little
They're so...
boys.
One of them's on Riverdale. Don't know which one.
Oh, Riverdale.
Which is relevant.
It's relevant.
I've never seen an episode.
I have a lot of Riverdale fans in my life.
Riverdale reminds me of like Archer. I thought it was a cartoon. I'm not even joking for so long.
It's like a cartoon that's has actors in it. Okay, my last pick is Michelle Kwan and Tara Lipinski. Which
I think a good female duo.
they had a contentious relationship at one point,
Mm.
but they're probably not friends. But I just think they might
They're
still
friends.
meet America's darlings.
I know. I feel like there's gonna be a movie about them.
Oh yeah. So who do you think? We've got some good choices.
I mean,
I think your list is stronger.
No, I don't. I think like you. After you
Ryan.
said Ryan, I
It's
was
going
like.
to be Ryan.
After you said Ryan, I was like.
And that's
Because
it.
it's just like you really took me out. Like Ryan is a
Ryan
person.
Seacrest should host
He's not
every
just a
awards
hologram.
show. He should have. It's like he has a monopoly on it.
Yeah, and then I could go to the bathroom. I don't want to stick around.
You can go to the bathroom.
Come back, you're Ryan.
He's gonna start on the red carpet
And end.
and keep walking.
Ugh.
So that's it. Ryan Seacrest is the new host of the Oscars. Tweet about it. I honestly hope it happens.
I think it is.
But he doesn't have enough likes.
He has followers.
Yeah.
People who love dancing, like he does Dancing with the Stars.
Does
right?
he?
Yeah. I love Dancing with the Stars.
He should also be every star on Dancing with the Stars. Like Ryan Seacrest should just be like most celebrities. He should just fill in, and then we'll have our like
originally start off on American Idol.
American Idol when there was
Talk
two.
about
There was
a glow up. Like,
Dunkel. There was the brunette host.
oh.
And Ryan Seacrest, because he's such a strong host,
And then he made the
Just
Kardashians.
Brian Dunkel off the stage. It was like Brian and Ryan. He made the
He would-
Kardashians.
Yeah, he's the one who like gave them money for the show. Like he's the one who like discovered them. It's like they would be a good show.
Ryan Seacrest
He's
is
like a
hosting
crazy
the Oscars.
producer. Like
It's insane.
he was the Kelly Clarkson, and the other guy was that. Who was the one that Kelly Clarkson beat?
Justin Guarini.
Yeah, that's.
I remember the first season
So
of
you
American
watched
Idol.
it.
So I watched it, and I watched it at my friend Kristen Carey's house over the summer, and we used her landline to vote.
Oh. I
You
remember
can
my
vote on a
friends loved
landline.
Clay Aiken. That's season 2.
Season 2, I know.
Oh, I just watched The Voice.
I think I voted for Ruben Studdard. Because I think he was a better
He was
singer.
an angel.
He was an angel. But,
Dude, Ryan. I'm not
alright, Ryan Seacrest hosting the Oscars.
Can I check the comments? I feel like this thing is blowing.
Why?
Who are they? Ew, twins gross. Oh, shiz.
Oh,
I was gonna say the Olsen twins, but...
Yeah, we also want the Olsen twins to host the Oscars.
As well? I think that's
Oh,
actually a phobia.
I wonder if she heard the Riverdale stuff.
That's what I think is what she did. She like heard
I
it.
think
They're talking about things
Riverdale
I care
content?
about. She's gonna drive back home.
Yeah, and this week's sponsor, it just kind of hits close to home. This week's sponsor is Talkspace, the therapy app. If you listen to podcasts, you've probably heard a lot of people talking about Talkspace, but they're being paid to tell you the good things. I'm not being paid, so I'll tell you the real thing. Talkspace, my therapist, has called me the wrong name twice.
And not even close.
The
to
first one was close,
Mm.
but she called me my mom's name, and I was like, "Et tu brute?" You know?
Like we talked about this.
And this morning, my therapist called me Victoria.
I honestly
But
feel...
I still listened to everything she said to Victoria, and it actually helped me a little
Right
bit.
to you.
It actually, I feel like any therapy is good for me.
I like
It doesn't even matter what they're saying.
I think it's a tactic. Like, I don't want to air your dirty laundry, but like, you really do hate being called by a name. Like, you do.
I do.
Like,
Because I was at this thing the other night, and it doesn't even matter.
I think she's like She's like,
someone called me Carolyn the other night, and I was like, not me, and I got really upset. So
when people call her Carolyn, she's like, well, she could help you, not me.
So Talkspace,
Victoria.
it's an app that you can use on your phone for therapy, and
affordable, reliable.
It's affordable, reliable, and
they will test you.
They'll get in there.
Okay.
Victoria.
Jessica. Not as bad as when someone called you Becky at that comedy show. You were really mad.
Oh yeah, that was different though. That had different implications. All right, let's bring on Coop. Our guest tonight is Coop Foster.
Hey guys!
Sorry, I have to lean in.
I'm gonna lean in.
Ladies who drink wine with plants.
Cheers.
Cheers, Coop.
Thank you for having me. Delicious
Thanks.
wine.
It's the box from Trader Joe's.
That's why.
It's the Cab Sav.
Ooh, that's why. I buy that one in the bottle though.
Oh, you gotta buy the box. Because one box is 4 bottles.
Oh.
And it lasts a long time. It's got some technology on the seal.
All right.
So
I'm sold.
I have 4 bottles of wine in box form for my guests, for my show.
I saw a straw in it, so I just assumed it was just for you.
Yeah.
So
It's usually hanging above the door and just every
like a gerbil
a gerbil
thingy.
No. So you do a lot of comedy in LA?
Do a lot of sketch comedy.
A lot of sketch comedy.
I did some improv last night after 6 years of not doing it.
You haven't done improv in 6 years? What show were you on?
Sketchy Prov at the Pack.
Does it have some sketch in?
No, it's just they get a lot of sketch actors to do improv.
Do you? How do you think being a sketch actor changes your improv?
It makes you rusty.
Rusty.
Because you're depending on people to write your words for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun though.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. I brought Jared Fogle into the mix.
Jared Fogle.
I brought up the subject of Jared Fogle.
Always funny.
Oh yes, guys.
How did that play out?
I was a cop, and then I started talking about I was on a lunch break, and I was at Subway, and then that took me to, if I learned anything, it was that Jared Fogle taught me something. It all ended with Jared Fogle giving somebody CPR.
Oh. At least you didn't jump on the seat and you were like, hello, I am Jared Fogle.
Yeah, I also let people know that he was the computer technician for the office I worked at.
Well, he's probably not in jail anymore.
I hope he's in jail.
I hope he is, but he might be the jail computer technician.
Oh.
He got himself
Bad.
out. He got himself out.
Bad move, if that's true.
No, but what's your favorite show that you do in life?
I can't choose. I definitely love XX Factor.
XX Factor.
At UCB, Ladylike and Color Collective, because those are monthly shows that I get to do. Yeah.
Yeah, how did you start doing comedy?
Way back in 2004, I lived in New York.
Really?
Yeah. And I wanted to take UCB classes, and I was like, I'll never be able to afford $100 for UCB classes.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like during, because I think it's because were you in school?
Yeah, I was in school. And I was like, oh man, the guy from Best Week Ever is teaching the class that I want to take. And I would just go to shows there. And I was obsessed with everything UCB related. And then in 2007, I had a real person job, and I was finally able to take classes, but it was at, what is it called? SF Comedy College in San Francisco.
Is that stand-up thing?
Yeah. But they had, like, improv classes there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
When I first moved to California and I, was sad and had nothing to do, I took the SF Comedy College stand-up class, which is honestly something I never wanted to admit publicly. And
was it fun though? I was gonna do this and be cool, but then it was like awkward. Guys, can you see me?
I mean, with any like class, a lot of the times you're not there to learn. You're just there to like get out of your house.
Yeah.
But I think that I don't know. I had like so much anxiety, and I didn't know anybody, and I had so much social anxiety when I first started doing comedy that I didn't do comedy.
Oh,
So it was kind of weird.
it was like the only thing that I looked forward to during the week. It was the like, oh my god, it's almost Wednesday. I get to do improv in a tiny room in a theater in San Francisco. It was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to SF I don't know if it still exists.
It
but
probably. I mean,
yeah.
It probably exists. They had an office in Union Square.
Yeah.
But again, those things are so expensive that it's like,
yeah.
you'd think it would exist. Well, cool. Now you're in LA.
Yeah. A year and 9 months deep.
A year and 9 months deep.
Mhm.
We moved here about the same time.
Yeah.
And then the other thing you do is a podcast with Chloe.
Chloe Schildhouse, Fuckin Single.
Fuckin Single. Why did you start a podcast called Fuckin Single?
Well, as a fucking single lady,
Yeah.
I thought it would be fun to talk about all the types of relationships with another lady and just explore that, talking to comedians, writers, creative people, to see where their head was at with all that stuff. And it's all relatable stuff for everyone. Sorry, am I too?
I think you're in.
Yeah.
Have you learned from your podcast? Like, do you think you're a relationship guru now?
No, definitely not. I think I learned that everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
We're all fucked up. We all want to not be fucked up. And it's just like a common thread of situations.
Yeah.
But I think I'm good at kind of judging situations.
Good.
Yeah, but I'm not an expert.
You're not an
No,
expert. What's
not
the
at all.
most memorable topic you've had on your podcast? What was the most fun?
The most fun. Boom, 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 boom. That's my thinking head. Oh man, what was the most fun? There's been so many. I can't think of the most fun one. I think the updates with me and Chloe are really fun.
Oh yeah.
And we do we go to the 90s magazine Sassy, and we do advice from those. Like, so we give advice to the girls of the 90s who wrote into Sassy magazine.
Oh, that's
I feel like
I'm sorry. Do you want to open?
Am I greasy? Oh my god.
You look great.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
IGTV
single?
loves it. You're
Yeah,
single,
you're
hot
you're
lady.
fucking single. Like,
God.
acting like you don't want to be single.
Guys. And I'm wearing an unlined bra. That's why this is the real reason why I have this on, because I'm wearing an unlined bra and I don't want wrinkles.
There's no bra that's good or bad.
That is true.
They are all terrible.
Yeah, this one's pretty comfortable, but I don't want to brag. So yeah.
Well, I billed you as a relationship expert
I can
just because
do that.
I've always wanted to answer relationship questions.
I love them. It's my favorite.
I could talk about, I listen to your podcast, I listen to all like relationship content. I can't even verbalize why.
Yeah,
I
don't
love
you
it.
feel kind of weird? You're like, why? I'm like, I want to write for this, I want to do this. You're like, but
That's
not
what I
because I
feel.
want to be in a relationship, because I just like,
Yeah.
it's like, I want to
It's so
figure it out. You just want to
interesting.
figure it
Yeah.
It's
out.
a puzzle.
I also watch a lot of murder stuff, so that's how I feel about murder. Like,
After a while, you're like, these are real people. Okay.
yeah, I'm like, I could see myself bludgeoning my cousin.
Yeah.
You get away with it. You
Yeah.
learn how.
So I did ask people to write in with their Gaby, you want to come in?
Yes, I do.
Get in here, Gabby.
I did ask people to write us, but these are actually kind of serious. So we're not like joking.
Okay.
We're just 3 people who happen to be comedians,
Really
who
want
are
to help you
women,
out.
Yeah.
who have some relationship
Lighten it
advice,
up.
and we'll just defer to you
Okay,
when we
okay.
all don't agree.
Okay. I'm the tiebreaker.
This is a good question, and it starts us off kind of light. If you like the friend of a friend, but you don't see them that often, how do you make a move? Do you use the mutual friend they ask? Do you keep them out of it? do you stalk them on Instagram? Which is like, if you're asking that question, you are doing it.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing.
Watch your thumb. Don't like something 2 years old.
If they, oh my god, that's horrifying. Oh.
I was like, just own it. I'm like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
You know, I like you. Like, that's what I hate people
I
like.
like you 2 years ago. I like you now.
I mean, it all depends if they actually hang out. Like, if they've hung out together in a group, that must be the situation, if they like them.
It sounds like this person has hung out in a group, but they don't see them that often.
I say message them and say, hey, it was fun hanging out with you that one time in the group, and let's just hang out in not a group.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people are afraid to be direct.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to be direct. I just want to be direct, like, on paper. Like, you know, like, via, like, a text or via, like, a message. That's a lot for me.
You don't want any record of your
Thank you. I don't want evidence. Like, I'll do it in person, like, all day, every day, but, like, I don't want that on paper.
Do you think using a mutual friend is wrong? Because then it gets that friend
involved in the relationship. I mean, as long as it's just, like, an intro, that should be fine. But if it's like, tell blah blah blah,
that's
that's like
I
junior
would
high
be cool,
stuff.
like, you, me, that dude, and we all should go out sometime again. That was dope the last time we went out. Invite them, you should invite that person too. They're pretty cool.
That's good. And then, so yeah, I mean, and I guess our consent.
Who wrote this question?
Well, an anonymous person. These are all anonymous.
Okay.
Okay, here's another question that's somewhat serious. Should I continue to date a recovered alcoholic when I really enjoy drinking? He's into me, we have a good time, but he brings up horror stories of drinking while she's drinking.
Oh.
Dude, I've been with an alcoholic more than once. I didn't think it was such a trendy thing or like an
Well, this
like,
person is
thing.
recovered. This person is
Just
so
as bad.
It sounds like she's uncomfortable.
Yeah. That sounds like a conversation that just needs to happen. Like, she should talk to him and say, listen, if this bothers you, then maybe it's not going to work out because I'm not going to stop drinking.
Yeah.
Or...
Especially if it's new, I think it's easier to do that in the beginning. People feel so bad to not just... They feel bad to walk. They just walk on eggshells, and I think it's easier to make
Don't do that. Just say it.
Just
does this really bother you? And then get their answer. Like, do you want me to stop drinking around you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then they have to sit and think about it. Like,
If in the back of your head you feel like you're being judged, you probably aren't. But if you're uncomfortable, then
I just like the way she said he brings up horror stories.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was
she
kind of
said
me out
that.
if I was drinking.
This is my friend. He told her about showing up to 2 weddings drunk and being kicked out, and one of them was his father's wedding. But maybe that's his way of bonding with you. Like, oh, I used to drink too.
But that's not like a fun story.
Yeah.
It's a trap, like you're drinking, because you're drinking, you find it funny.
Or is he trying to like talk you out of it?
Just to make you feel bad.
Here's one. This isn't too serious, but it's a good question. My boyfriend of 5 years and I broke up 5 months ago, but we're still friends. I'm curious if he's been dating at all, but I feel weird asking him or any of our mutual friends. I think if he's dating, it could be hard to hear, but it might help me move on. Should I ask him or a friend or just forget about it?
Just forget, like, stop being friends, because obviously you can't just be friends with this person. If you care about if your ex is dating, then...
They broke up 5 months ago, which is actually not that long.
Yeah.
For 5 years.
I mean, speaking as a divorced lady,
I didn't know, that's like...
She doesn't have to tell you.
I know.
I'm sorry, okay?
No, that was like, it just made me just more passionate. I was like, no, she knows more than I.
She knows a lot.
I know, I've seen some shit.
I know people like lay out their truth like that. I'm like,
I mean, it's like when your relationship's over and both of you are over it, then you can be friends.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's almost like you're being friends with that person in hopes that they'll like come back to you in some sort of way. And
We're just accessing the knowledge that you don't need to think about.
Yeah, and I've never cared about my ex. Like my most recent ex, I don't care if he's dating anybody because I don't
care anymore.
Exactly.
You truly did not have attachment.
Yeah, I think
to
the
them.
hard part here is this person says they have mutual friends, so
That is
maybe
hard.
she hears like other things about the person if she knows that they're all hanging out.
Again, it shouldn't be a thing if it's over and like you should shut it down and not try to be friends with
Talk
that
to him
person.
in a year, and then you'll be like,
And also,
fine.
who cares if he's dating?
Yeah, I mean they're not dead.
He's,
his laws.
He didn't join the
Nunnery.
So, yeah.
Forget about it.
That's tough though. God, I wish we had like 100 more questions, but we only have one.
Okay.
This is a question about platonic relationships,
Mm-hmm.
which I think a lot of the times have the same weight and guidelines.
Because it's emotional.
Because all relationships are relationships.
Yeah.
Okay, so a few months ago, my friend and I got into a serious fight over text and haven't seen each other since. I was and am quite angry at him and think he was being a jerk, but also ended up saying some things in the heat of the moment I really regret. When I reached out to him a month after the fight, he responded with a series of angry messages and said we should just end the friendship.
What?
We've known each other for a long time, and I don't think it makes sense to either A, end the friendship, or B, do so over text. I'd really like to meet with him in person and talk it over, but I don't know how to make that happen other than initiating another conversation over text. I'd appreciate advice on this and also on how to stand my ground and tell him that I'm upset, but I still want to be friends. Okay.
So she wants an apology.
Well, yeah, whatever happened, it sounds like the fight was in person. No.
I think it was all over text, right?
Oh, yeah. It started out via text. They haven't seen each other. She reached out. She was angry. He was still angry. So it sounds like whatever they were talking about was pretty serious.
The thing is, he has made zero effort.
But because he's angry, he wants to end the friendship.
Oof.
And then it's like that thing too. She's like, I want to reach out to him, but it would have to be over text.
I mean, it sounds like she has nothing to lose. Just reach out over text. And it sounds like she knows what she wants to say already.
Yeah.
Just ask for it to be a conversation in person. And if he denies that, then sometimes you outgrow friends. If you've been friends with somebody for a long time, sometimes you guys are just going in different directions. And that's okay.
And it was mature for her to like reach out like a month later.
Yeah.
A month later.
I always feel shitty when you're the one to reach out. You're like, wait. That like battle of like who's gonna cave, who's gonna reach out first, and then you get over it. And you're like, I just want to be friends again, and that's what she did, and he's still like, nope.
Because you can't keep score.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he probably thinks that whatever happened would happen again. So like if she said things that hurt his feelings, like.
Or she probably said something that he had no idea she felt about him, and then he probably can't get over that. Which is understandable too, because people have said things to me and I'm like, I had no idea.
It would hurt. The truth can hurt.
Yeah, or it's just like, I just didn't realize you felt that way. Why keep it a secret? But
So our advice is reach out to him.
Reach out.
Reach out. You have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah,
Reach out.
because she needs closure.
Yeah, exactly.
She needs closure. And that's that. That's the Not Too Late Show relationship hour.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ask any questions real quick.
Anybody have any questions?
I want to see if people are. No.
No?
It's still on about the twins. That nobody likes twins.
Guys, why do you hate twins so much? I'm basically two twins playing one person myself.
Are you? Are you a Gemini?
No.
Oh,
Sorry to
so
bring
someone
astrology
who
into
hates
this.
astrology, really?
I'm just two people stacked on top of each other.
Oh, in a trench coat.
Yeah.
In a wireless bra.
Yes. I'm just a girl in a wireless bra.
Do you have any shows coming up?
I do have Sketch Cram tomorrow at UCB Franklin.
Sketch Cram, UCB Franklin. 9 o'clock?
Oh,
10.
it is at 11:59.
Oh wait, Sketch Cram is really fun. It's where they write the
Yeah.
whole show. They're writing the entire show tomorrow,
Yes.
and then you're putting it up tomorrow night.
Exactly. And I don't
Super
get the
fun.
script until 4:30, and then I don't get cast until like 5:30, I think.
Is this your first time doing
This is my
Sketch
first
Cram?
time
Oh my
doing
gosh,
it.
it's going to be so fun.
I watched it and it looks amazing.
It's always kind of loosey goosey, but also some of the funniest stuff I've ever seen. Because they're really talented writers. They always
Mhm.
have.
Yeah.
Cool. What else is happening?
Fucking Single.
Fucking Single. What does you come out?
We come out every second Tuesday. We went down to 2 times a month. And what else? Color Collective starts back in January at the Complex. Ladylike is last Friday of every month at the Pack at 8:10.
And you don't have to know
Just
the time.
yeah. Just look it up.
You're super busy. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Well, thanks for coming to the
Thank
Not
you
Too
for
Late Show.
having me.
Gabby's going to kazoo us out.
Do I just sit here or do I move? I mean, I'll dance.
We can dance. Usually we take questions. Oh, Nick Calisi joined.
Hello, Nick.
And that's the Not Too Late Show. Good night.